we're going to have to be sound. We're going to have to be disciplined and making sure we're in the right spot because it's going to take everybody in the run game this week. Uh, so we'll see. What was the other part of that?
Just how different their backfield is to defend without Robinson. It sounds like you expect maybe Debo to factor in there as part of it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Just his history, what he's done in San Fran at times, it wouldn't surprise me. I think the rookie Krosky Merrick runs hard. Like they obviously have some confidence in him. Eckler's done it a long time, so McNichols played against us last year. So we'll see. They got a plethora in that room of different guys. They're all a little bit different, but obviously they feel confident in those guys enough to let Robinson walk, and so I'm sure they're going to be ready for it.
Welcome back, all my Giants supporters. Today we have the man of the hour. Yes, Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen is going to decide for us how this season will turn out for us, for certain. Last year he started off hot. He was leading the league in sacks, but, obviously our offense fell apart, so we can't really blame him completely on what happened. But a lot of big plays, them big plays are so important. And we could see it last night, the importance, because the Cowboys were stopping the Eagles, but the important plays the Eagles were making. Their defense, that was a crazy start of that game, right? Jalen Carter spitting on Dak spitting on the floor, I guess, before that. But needless to say, they didn't have Michael Parsons, and then they ended up without Jalen Carter, so it was perfect. The field was even playing, for everyone. For me as a Giants supporter, obviously the game couldn't have started any better. I don't wish injuries on anybody, but we had an injury. During the injury, they kick out their best player, and now he's probably going to get some fines, some suspension in there. This is all good stuff for us, It's nothing bad, nothing I'm going to complain about or pray for. But if it happens, it happened. But, yeah, they still look tough. The Sheagles look tough. The Cowboys look tough. So I don't think the Commanders are going to be easy. They probably are going to be tough. But this is the man. This is the most important man, I feel like. Because our defense, we have pieces that we haven't had, right? Got a lot of new pieces. We got Holland. We got Debo. We got Abdul Carter now. We got Burns back, obviously. Tibbs back. We got Dex back. We got Micah back. We got the real Micah, you know what I mean? Micah Fathom, baby. Not no goddamn Michael Parsons. The real Micah, He's going to make himself the real Micah. Because, that first tackle, that was the real Micah right there. I know you felt that on the first. I know it's only a preseason game and who cares? Yeah, I know. But, yeah, I feel like this man's second year has to do it for us. We know no matter what you say, Brian Daboll is a proven coach. Mike Kafka is a proven coach. These guys know offensively how to handle their business. When we had Wink back there, he wasn't the greatest, but it was pretty good. And I felt like with Shane Bowen, I felt the same energy in the beginning of the season last year. We were sacking, and yeah, I know we left a lot of big plays, but we wasn't letting our opponents score that much. I think it was mainly our offense putting us in such a bad position that our defense was even under more pressure than on the regular because they had to stay on the field most of the time because our offense couldn't do it. They couldn't even score over 14 points. I knew we was getting blown out later down the line, but before then, we was holding it down. So, I don't know. Shane Bowen, I was really uncomfortable when he said, what was the other part?
So we'll see. What was the other part of that?
Just the way he talks, he just sounds so nonchalant. Like, yeah, this is... It sounds like he doesn't know football like that. I know it sounds crazy. Like, who am I to be talking like that about Shane Bowen, right? But it does, like, the way he talks, like, he just sounds so... almost like a stoner. Just kind of, like, way too chill, right? For a defensive coach. You would want like the Lions head coach, something like that. Like, "Urgh." But he's so laid back and so nonchalant and so seemingly not worried at all. And I'm hoping the reason he's not worried is because he's that prepared. that he has no worries, you know, and that's what I'm hoping Shane is doing.
Look me in my face, I ain't got no words, I ain't got no words, I ain't got no words.
But when he said, "What was that?" I was like, "Oh man, here we go." He can't even remember the questions in line, let alone the plays. You know, like how is this gonna work out? But when you started breaking down their backfield, I was like, okay, Shane, you're a secret genius. That's what it is. You play dumb, but you're a secret genius, and I like that. You might be a chess player. And you know what we could do with the chess pieces we have in New York? Vicious. Vicious. But yeah, it's gonna be up to Shane Bowen. So we'll see what happens. But I hope he does great. I really do. I really hope he does amazing. He did what people say with less talent. I'm not sure if it was less talent, but he did really well with the Titans as a defensive coach. So I hope he could do the same for us. But this man is a key player in the game. This man needs to get our defense up and running, get our defense violent. I like when he says violent because then I can see that rage, you know, that I'm looking for. Because he's so chill, you know. But it's probably just his personality. But Shane Bowen, either he's going to be known as a legend, New York Giant, or he's going to be known as, who was that guy? And I hope that he's going to be a legend. And I hope he does so well that other teams are going to want to take him for a head coach. But he's going to deny them because he wants to stand with this championship defense. That's what I hope. Like Dan Quinn did with the Cowboys, but they never won anything. You know what I mean? But that's the type of defensive coach that I want, a dedicated one. I want to stay with this unit and do my work right here. You know, the Kansas City Chiefs got the same guy that won us. So I hope Shane Bowen can be something like that. But, okay. So moving on, obviously, the next key to the game, that has to be the one and only Russ. That's right.
Well, tell me real quick, what's it like to be a New York Giant?
You know, first of all, I think just the tradition here, the history,
Yeah.
you know, guys like yourself, but just so much history here, all the Super Bowls and great energy here right now. Guys really believe in who we are, what we can do, and there's kind of a no blink mentality. You know, obviously a lot of our Super Bowl teams, you know, and just
Right.
the energy of that, and playoff teams in Seattle, we just the culture, the energy, the belief was always so high. But I think here, you know, you have to earn it every day. You have to do it every day. You have to believe in it every day. You have to speak life into it every day.
Sure.
And I think we're just doing a great job of that. And I think the other part to it is that you create it yourself. You know, you create it as a team. You create it in the locker room and all the guys spending time. As I mentioned, you know, we just went out to River Palm the other day for dinner, just the fellas, and I took all the fellas out, and just those moments is where you create it. You know, and it's also through the tough stuff. It's through the hot summer days, and you're going against a great defense, and vice versa. We're making plays, and they're making plays. It's just that part of it is where you create it.
Well, the big question everybody wants to know, did you pick up the bill?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
got
good.
it.
All right.
But we try to set them up here with the run action.
Yeah, good
Trying to-
fake.
Yeah, and just trying to seat the ball, trying to have a good sell here to the back. And I think Tracy does a great job. But look at the protection here. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean,
Oh, it's
when you
nice.
see this protection, the line is doing a tremendous job of giving me enough time. And we're cooking steaks, I always like to say here, you know.
Okay.
But I try to give my man right here, Collins, a shot down the field, and he did a great job of crossing the safety's face. And you know, I try to give one of those big old moon balls there.
Yeah.
This one right here, that he crossed that safety's face, and I felt like there was an opportunity for him to run away, and I just kind of checked the backside corner. The backside corner wasn't really there. I thought he was going to score right. I thought it was going to be an 80-yard tug, you know, first, you know, touchdown, the first one. But he did a good job of not reaching the ball. You know, you don't want to really reach the ball right here because
Yeah.
if they knock it out, they get the ball. The setup, Kafka did a good job. Dave's, all those guys, they did a good job of seeing it and feeling it. And we talked about kind of trying to attack them early. And the good thing is Slay, you know, he set his guy up too, where he was going down the sideline. I kind of had both of them.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, here it is right
This
here.
is a look. Look at the safety, though. That is, boy, he turns his. Once he turns like that, there's no way he's going to.
Yeah, I saw him looking at Slay, and I felt
Right.
like I gave him a little shoulder shrug, if you notice right here.
Oh, you
I
did.
gave him a little shoulder shrug to make him go, and that's when I was okay, got it.
Now you tell me. I wish I'd have done that for the telecast.
But like, once again, this play doesn't happen without the guys up front doing a great job of just giving us enough time, really.
See, guys, this is exactly what we needed. We needed a veteran who understands football, who can dissect the game, who can manipulate safeties, manipulate corners, manipulate just the field in general, a general on the field. And that's what Russell Wilson is. Now, do I think he's going to do amazing? I don't know. I hope so. I hope he does incredible. He doesn't seem like he's fallen apart whatsoever. Physically, he seems like he's well there. We seen him throw the ball, so that was there. What I'm really excited about Russell Wilson is his protection and the way he speaks about his protection. He's proud of his protection. And I am proud of the protection as well. Guys, we have to think about it. The first 6-7 games before Thomas went down, that offensive line was looking like something else, right? And not amazing, not perfect, but like something else, something that we wasn't used to. So that protection obviously is going to go a long way. And I think Carmen Brasilio coming to the New York Giants was one of the biggest things for us. And I've seen this offensive line growing. First of all, we are getting solid players in the front line. I mean, our center is pretty solid. I mean, he's still work in progress, but he's work in progress. So he's not falling off. I understand he hasn't worked out with Evan Neal, and who knows if it's going to work out as far as guard goes. He could just be a backup, maybe. Who knows? He might leave us and go to a team and just become the greatest player that ever lived. You know, hopefully not, but it seems to happen to us all the time. But I don't think it's happening to us. I think our front line, it is so strong, and I think we got some backups that can back up if anything happens like last year, you know, God forbid. But I think the protection is going to give Russ the opportunity to get these wide receivers downfield. Guys, we haven't seen Neighbors out there with Russ yet. I mean, in practice, yes, but in the game, I understand it's a preseason game, but we haven't seen. Now we going into a real game against our rival, and we got Neighbors on our team. We got Robinson on our team. We got Slayton on our team. You see when he was talking about the play, how he used Slayton to get Collins open. So that we have weapons. We have weapons. We got Theo Johnson. We got weapons. We got Tracy. We got Scatterable. We got weapons. We got Singletary. We got weapons. Listen, they might not right now blow off the charts by the name, but they are capable of making that name be known. They young and they fresh and they hungry, and I'm telling you, a leader like Russ is the best thing that could have happened to us. Jameis Winston, I know he ended up being a third QB, but that doesn't even matter. It's the personality. You need these type of personalities, these type of dedicated people in the building to show every single rookie or anybody in the building how your job should get done. Your job comes first. Like day by day, minute by minute, moment by moment. Let's win every single second of the day. And that's the type of attitude that you need for a team. And I am so glad that Russ, not that I'm saying Daniel Jones didn't have that. I'm just saying Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, Holland, Adebo, all the new additions, these veteran additions have elevated our squad on both sides, offense and defense. So, man, it's looking good. It's looking good. So I'm really happy with Russ. And another cool thing about Russ is the fact that he won a Super Bowl at MetLife. So it's special for him. He's not over here just to finish off his career. He's over here because he's chasing that ring. Now, I know you might go like, oh, it's a pipe dream, but who you going to tell it to? To a future Hall of Famer? You're going to tell him, you pipe dreams? No, you can't tell him that. Look at him. Look at it in his eyes. You can see it in Russ's eyes. He wants it so bad. And how perfect would it be? And I know he thinks about this all the time. How perfect would it be for him to win for the place where he won his first Super Bowl? He won it at MetLife. And now he's playing for the New York Football Giants at home on MetLife. And he's going to bringing a trophy to MetLife? That would be epic. I mean, he's gonna go in the Hall of Fame either way, but that would solidify it for certain. If there's any question, I don't think there is, but yeah, man, I'm really glad we got like something like this, and we got the weapons that we got. I feel like Joe Schoen has sneakily, like little by little, build a pretty strong team, like a sneaky strong team. So maybe I just feel that way because I love the Giants so much. I just want them to win. And every year I think they're going to be sneaky good. But this year feels special. I don't know. It just feels different. But yeah, let's continue with Russ, man. My man's over here holding it down. And I love Phil Simms too. Phil Simms is the man. What? Yo, this man, he's a lifelong Giant. And if you love the New York Giants, you have to love Phil Simms. And not just for his play and what he has done for us, but just him being a loyal supporter of the New York Football Giants since day one. You know, with all of his kids too. And they all love the New York Football Giants. Yeah, gotta appreciate Phil Simms, man. He's the guy.
All right, good.
As long
for
as you're
you.
winning them, that's always good.
That's right. Well, show me this play and what you were thinking.
Yeah, so this right here, we're trying to get them in man-to-man here in a situation here. We've been running the ball well for the most part throughout the game, and obviously they got Aaron Donald on that side, so you got to slow him down.
Wow.
But right here, it was just a hard play action off of it. Hard sell is, I think the back did a really good job of faking it here. Once again, the line does a great job of giving me enough time, but really they did a really good job of scheming this up and really kind of covering this.
Oh, this is clever.
And so
yeah.
right here, I think this is just one of my favorite plays because I think that this is just a cool catch by Tyler Lockett here.
Right.
And we talked about this. The reason why this is one of my favorite is we had done this same week. He had done this on Thursday at practice, and the guy's back was turned and he wasn't really looking. I kind of looked at him, and he did a really good job. If you notice here, watch Tyler. He kind of sets the guy up. See a little double move right he does?
A little move,
and,
yes.
And he was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the pylon, boom. And I just threw it to that spot. And he does a great job of just toe tapping in here. And the good thing is he's got like size 9, 10 foot shoes. So if he had a 13, he's probably out of bounds here. But he does a great job of making a great play. I think Tyler Lockett reminds me a lot of our guy, Wandell.
Really?
Just similar stature, both extremely fast, quick, just great, ball skills in terms of catching the football. And, I think Wandell can be very similar to this and just continue to work his butt off. And he's done a great job. Obviously, the guy had, I think almost 100 catches last year, whatever it was.
Right.
A guy that's been tremendous for us so far.
I like what Russ is talking about. I like the way he's talking about it. The way he talks about the quarterback room, first of all, is exactly what we are seeing from the outside. I mean, the chemistry is great between all of them. So the chemistry is great up in there. But I love what he was talking about Robinson being like Lockett, because Lockett, listen, man, Tyler Lockett was he was the real deal Holyfield. That man was danger, danger, danger. He was so dangerous every single time we had to face the Seahawks. Him and we had him too. Him and Golden Tate. My goodness, these two were vicious. And then Golden Tate ended up coming with us, and he did great with us as well. But I really like the fact that he's comparing Tyler Lockett to Robinson. And I hope it does happen that way. I just love the way he takes these wide receivers, even somebody like Hyatt, who we have lost. Hyatt, I feel so bad. I want this kid to succeed so badly, but it's just so hard for him to succeed. Every time he gets the opportunity, something happens. Either they foul him, or the offensive line does something, or he just drops the ball. But he's so unlucky. It's crazy. But he came in and he embraced Hyatt. He sparked that confidence in Hyatt. Because Hyatt should be confident. Because you are around monsters, I'm telling you, Hyatt. You're around Neighbors, monster. Slayton, monster. Robinson, monsters. All speedsters. Then you got your tight ends, too. You got plenty of opportunities to go one-on-one and beat them. You have plenty. So let's get it done. So I'm really, really happy with Russ, the way he embraces his wide receivers and just the entire team and how badly he wants to win. That's all that matters. He said, I don't even care about the jerseys. I like these jerseys because we won every single time. It's all about winning. And that's what's important. And Russ is all about winning, and I'm really, really glad. So we got a nice offensive line coach, which is gonna protect Russ. I think Russ is gonna be great. I'm happy we got Russ. At first, it took a little bit getting used to because, obviously Russell Wilson coming from the Seahawks and then having his stay at Denver and then his stay with the Steelers in Pittsburgh. It was more like, oh man, here we go again. And now we're getting someone who is on his last leg, who's gonna retire next year or something. But I didn't know this man was only 36 years old, 37, something like that. I don't know, but I feel like he got a few years. I'm not saying he got a 10-year span, but I think maybe 2 or 3. I think he got it. I think he got it. We'll find out if he got it or not. But if he don't got it, hopefully our man's Dart can come in and start throwing darts, baby. Either way, the bullseye is that ring, baby. The bullseye is that trophy. And we got to get that home. And it's going to start this week against the Washington Commanders. How do I feel about the Washington Commanders? Well, let's continue. Let's continue with more Giants coverage, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, last year they gave up 136 yards a game rushing. And you remember in week 2 down in Washington, Brian Robinson, who's not on the Commanders anymore, had 17 carries for 133 against the Giants. And look, I love the additions with Roy Robertson, Harris, Chauncey Golston. I like the growth of what they're doing as far as guys on the defensive front are concerned. And obviously Dexter Lawrence being back from his elbow injury. I think DJ Davidson, Darius Alexander, obviously developing players. So yeah, can they choke off the run in this game? It's interesting too, Carl, because Washington had so much success last year. They were, let me take a look at the notes here. They were number 3 in the NFL in rushing yards, 154 a game, and they had 25 rushing touchdowns. A lot of it was
it was 100 a game. The quarterback like 50 or 60 is probably the quarterback every game.
He had 891, so yeah, you do the math. Yeah. But they've revamped their offensive line. Their left tackle from last year, Brandon Coleman, is now the left guard. They brought in 31-year-old Laramie Tunsil to play left tackle, who's, a 5-time Pro Bowler. Went to the Pro Bowl last year playing for Houston. Sam Cosmi is hurt, the right guard. And Josh Connolly, the rookie, is going to start, at least supposedly. So only Tyler Badash, the center, is the only returning starter. And, it'll be interesting to see what kind of havoc the Giants can cause for that group, because it is not a group that has been together coming off last year's NFC Championship game. It's a new configuration.
All right, guys, as Bob Papa just mentioned, I did not know this. That's why I watched Bob Papa and Carl Banks. First of all, Carl Banks, a legend. I mean, the guy is a genius. So, like, anytime he speaks football, I'm listening. I'm not talking. I'm listening. But I love the information he just gave us, because I did not know this. I need to search a little more into this, especially our upcoming opponents, right? They have an entire new front line, except for the center. The center is the only thing coming back from last year. Everything else is new. And talking about some rookies starting, which is kind of crazy, right? So, considering that, and you know who their offensive line coach is, right? The same guy we fired because he was so trash for us. For some reason, he went over there and just became the greatest that ever lived. Make it make sense. I don't know. I don't know how this happens, right? But considering our additions with Golston, Abdul Carter, and many more as well, having Burns and Thibodeau, we was already sacking left and right. Right? If our offense could keep up with us, we would have been the top sacking machine of the year, for certain. Now we got the backfield held down as well with some veterans, Holland and Adebo. Like, you see what I'm saying? That offensive line is going to get cracked for certain. The monsters that we got going at them with Dex and everyone else, and Dex and company, right? When they come in, You know they collapse in the pocket. But now the question becomes, will Jaden Daniels be slick enough to evade and get runs in like that? But I think that's where the linebackers cleaned that up real quick. And I don't know. I just don't know if he's going to have time to throw. And when he does have time to throw, he's a great thrower, of course. That's when we need Holland and Adebo, right? That's when we need Flott. That's when we need Banks to step up. That's when we need everybody back there to step up. So it is crazy that they let go of Robinson, Brian Robinson, because he did, oh my goodness, he tore us up. He was a hard runner. He was getting like 10, 12, 13 yards every single run. Tough. And they were a great running team last year. And they let go of their top rushing guy. So either they know whoever is stepping up next got it, or I don't know why they did that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a financial thing with Robinson. But he was definitely the key factor against us for certain. Especially the first game. The first game for certain. I think Bob mentioned 130 yards against us the first game. Him by himself? Crazy. But anyways, hopefully we can stop the run. But I'm really glad that their front line is not looking that steady. And we got some skull crackers back there, okay? They cracking skulls back there. They ain't playing around now. Whew. Vicious, violent, baby. Violent. Just like Shane Bowen said, violent. Very violent. He's very violent. Be violent, baby. I might as well finish this video with a prediction, right? Of the score. Let me see. I'm planning to go live for this game. I never would pick the Giants to lose, so of course we're gonna win, right? Super biased. Yeah, you damn right I'm biased. But try to be realistic too. If we do win, like how we will win. After analyzing the entire game, after visualizing the entire game, I say it's 24 for the Giants and 16 for the Commanders. That's right. It's not going to be as close as you think it's going to be. I think our offense is going to be scoring. And I just don't see their offense keeping up with our defense. I mean, our defense should be able to stop them from keeping up with our offense. I understand it's probably a pipe dream, but, 24-16. Come back and let's find out. How close was I? 8 points? Gonna win by 8 points? I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm super excited for it. And I know you are. So I give you my thoughts, guys. You give me your thoughts on the comments down below. And don't you dare forget to like, subscribe, share. Help the algorithm so I can make more videos about the Giants, baby. And I'm about to start going live too at the game. So, when we go live, we're going to go live. Take care. Until next time. Go Big Blue, baby.